All right, kids, this is it. It's our Week 14 predictions for the NCAA college football season. And after this, we're done. The only thing I'm going to do after that is actually do our big bowl game picks later in December. So, for all intents and purposes, college football season, at least the regular portion of it, it's done. We made it. So, not a whole lot of games going on because it is championship weekend, but we'll just sort of plow through what is on the docket and just briefly discussing that might impact things moving forward. Start off Friday, Western Michigan taking on Ohio. It's going to be at Ford Field. Looks like the over-under is 59. The Broncos are an 18.5-point favorite. I'm going to say go slightly above that, and I'm going to go with Western Michigan to win by 10 points. Colorado and Washington for the Pac-12 championship. Wow, who didn't see this one coming? Looks like we've got Washington's a 7-point favorite. The opener is 58.5. I'm going to say go under that. And you know what? I'll just take Washington by 7. That sounds like a pretty safe bet. Temple at Navy. Now, this is actually going to be a really entertaining game. Both these teams are just offense heavy as hell. So the over-under at 61.5 is going to be way above that. Navy's only pegged here by Vegas as a 3-point favorite, which is quite surprising. I think Navy's a better team than Temple overall. I think Navy would win this one by at least 7 points. So I say beef up the spread a little. And then we got Oklahoma State taking on Oklahoma in what is sort of effectively the de facto Big 12 championship. Oklahoma's a 12-point favorite. It is being played in Norman after all. The over-under is 77. I'm going to dial that down. Say it's going to be under. And I'll give this one to Oklahoma by 10. So they get a double-digit win, but not that big of a double-digit win. Up next, we got Baylor taking on West Virginia. Looks like West Virginia is an 18-point favorite. Over-under is 68. I'm going to say go above that. And I'll go with West Virginia winning by only 7. So the favorite still wins, just not by a whole lot. Alabama taking on Florida. Now, Florida has one of the best defenses in college football. They have no offense. Alabama, they're really good at both. The over-under is 40.5. I'm going to say let's go under that, but I think the 24-point spread is way, way, way too high. I think Alabama wins it by 14 points. So we're going to dial it down by 10 points. Clemson taking on Virginia Tech for the ACC championship. Clemson a 10-point favorite. Over-under is 58. I'm going to say keep it under 58, and I'll go Clemson by 7. And lastly, Wisconsin taking on Penn State. Wisconsin a 2.5-point favorite. Over-under is 47.5. I'm going to go with Penn State to get the upset. I think they win by a field goal. Over-under is going to be definitely under 47.5. And then anarchy at doth reign. So let's talk about the impact of all this. I obviously got the Big 14 playoffs, and if you paid any attention to what I was saying earlier, I had the 3 leading contenders for the playoffs all winning. So Alabama, Washington, and Clemson should all win this weekend. I think Washington's the one that probably has the biggest chance of losing, but I think they'll pull it out in the end. So if you have all of them winning, it stands to reason you have Ohio State also making the playoffs. So it should be tied, number 1, Buckeyes 2. Number 3, I'll go with Clemson, and 4, you'll have Washington. So it'd be Alabama taking on Washington, and you have Ohio State taking on Clemson. So there's that. But you also have a lot of teams that, are like ranked 6th and 7th. You have a team like Oklahoma. You have a team like Penn State. They're just like on the outside looking in. So what do you do with them? And what do you do with a team like Western Michigan that runs the table? I mean, do you put them, in a big bowl game on New Year's Day against one of the Power Fivers? And if so, which one? So, there's a lot of interesting things that can happen from this. Even if some of these teams are not playoff bound, and let's face it, only 4 slots, so pretty much all of them except, the big 4 we talked about earlier are going there. Even though that is the case, there's still a lot to play for. We still have the other, big bowl games on the line, and there could be some real intrigue. There could be some great, great matchups. You could have a team like, Penn State playing Oklahoma, or you can have a team like Colorado playing, I don't know, who's a really good team? Louisville. You can have all sorts of crazy stuff happening. So the important thing is stay tuned. It looks like things are going to stay normal, but crazy flukes happen all the time. And if Washington loses, if who else is on the docket? If Clemson loses, then the floodgates could be open. I mean, you might see Penn State sneaking in. You might see an Oklahoma sneaking in. You might see, Michigan even kind of crawling back into contention. So keep your eyes peeled. These are very, very important games. It looks like we kind of know where we're headed as far as the playoffs, but you never know. All it takes is one upset loss, and a big monkey wrench goes in the gears, and insanity follows. All right, so that's it. We're done with the regular college football season. I hope you enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed it. It was fun. And we'll get through this, and stay tuned. My bowl predictions will be coming up as soon as the big games are announced. It's a pleasure doing business with you. And as always, this Saturday, I'll be seeing you on the field.